I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I'll walk it out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Shibby2142. Today we're playing some more Team Fortress 2. This is part 2 of the How to Black Box Soldier. We are continuing from the part 1 round, and we are still obviously using the same loadout, that being the Black Box rocket launcher, the shotgun, and the escape plan. If you have not seen part 1, basically I explained how I like to use the Black Box to complement my soldier style of high percentage splash damage, and also why I think it's good, why I'd use it in a public match, and you know, it's not quite that competitive of a weapon in my opinion, and just kind of stuff like that. So in this commentary, we're going to go more into map knowledge, might have a couple talking points in the gameplay, but if not, I want to talk about stuff I did with my friends when I was younger, growing up through middle school and high school, and if I talk about college at all, we can do that as well. First off, let's talk about map knowledge, and one thing I want to ask you guys, because sometimes you play a game enough or a certain map enough, this is especially true with Battlefield, that it feels like it's literally implanted in your brain. If I go back to my days of Counter-Strike, I could literally draw DE dust, like everything, every box, every corner, because you played enough that you know all the angles. This is especially true for Team Fortress 2 when you're playing in public settings as well, because it's important to know where your health packs, where your ammo is, because that will honestly just keep you alive, and you can work those health packs and ammo packs to your advantage, obviously, when fighting the enemy. In most cases, say you take damage and you go get a health pack, that's pretty much done. But say you're at full health and you're fighting an enemy, you want to position yourself in a way that you can grab the health pack before he does. You can typically see this in a lot of my commentaries that either I play Demo Night or a class that I can go in, do a lot of bursts, and then get out. I believe in the last gameplay, so part 1 of this, there was an instance where I was shielding the health pack from the enemy, then I pick it up, and then I'm either able to take him out or took him out beforehand. And oh yes, the escape plan is just so fun when it's like, oh my god, get away from me and run! Oh man, just so good. So unfortunately Equalizer was nerfed, so I think the escape plan is the more fun one to use, especially when you are using the black box. I don't think having the damage up close is really that important when your health is low. I'd rather be using the black box to get the 15 health on hit if you're actually going to get into that kind of range, or just use your shotgun. That's pretty basic. As I always say, if you want to be better, you have to simply play. It's not just watching videos or trying different tips or reading forums. It's really trying to apply yourself on the battlefield to become better and more well acquainted with the game. This is pretty much true with everything. I mean, it's not like I could go sit down and play the piano beautifully. Now, there are some really special cases out there where someone can hear music and then just instantly play the piano. I don't know, that's just a special skill, but that's not really how most video game high-level play actually works. For topic 2, let's now dive into activities that I used to do with my friends. Let us start by saying I'm 24, so there's a little time range there. I was born in 1988, and yeah, let's go from there. Middle school and elementary school, I kind of lumped those together because my memory isn't the best. I mean, I didn't really do too much awesome stuff then. But activities, so let's first go with Pokemon cards. I used to really pride myself on collecting Pokemon cards, and I'd have like a 3-ring binder of the cards that you'd have like a sleeve of, I believe, 9 different slots on it. You could do like the slots in front and slots in the back, and you just have pages and pages of pages of Pokemon cards, and eventually this thing is huge. It'd be like something you'd carry around on a college campus. It's like a massive textbook basically. So I don't know, I was really into Pokemon cards. I had 2 different groups of friends, one for Pokemon, one for Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, I mean, it does sound kind of nerdy, but this was, back in the day, this was like Shibby really young. This is before I even like saw the movie Dude, Where's My Car and knew like Shibby was a word. So, throwing it back, guys. Also, yo-yos, those were pretty big in elementary school, so I believe I had like a Spitfire. It was red, and you'd have ones with the dynamic cores that would spin better, and you can do all the different tricks. That was pretty cool, and one that I really enjoyed, I think this was like middle schoolish for me, was Tech Decks. I think those were called, which were little skateboards. I'd say they're about 2 to 2.5 inches long, maybe more. that you could just move around with your fingers. So instead of like, you know, skateboards being with your feet, this would be actually with your fingers. And you'd like try to like kick flips and ollies with your fingers. And speaking of skateboards, I used to ride a skateboard. I was like always too tall and lanky and awkward to do any tricks, but I just didn't kind of enjoy riding it. And also rollerblading. No. Rollerblading and tall people, that does not work. So if any of you tall guys out there remember rollerblading and basically like breaking your wrist and your face and everything, every time you try to rollerblade, yeah, that was me. Like, that was a death trap. Now let's move on to high school. I graduated high school in 2007, so just another little timeline for you guys. We used to play a lot of Texas Hold'em poker with obviously playing cards, and we'd play for quarters. Now, I guess gambling, you know, at school we couldn't really do that because, ooh, gambling, big deal. Even if you're like playing for pennies, you know, you can't do that. So we just kind of do it at someone's house and we'd play poker for quarters. Maybe you'd have like $20 in quarters, and that was just hella fun. We'd play for hours and hours and hours and hours and just like listen to the radio. It was great. So any of you card players out there, I definitely enjoyed poker. One thing that was kind of more dangerous, a little more risky, was during the winter, we were really into what I guess people would call drifting. And I'm doing with that quotes with my fingers because, I mean, it wasn't really that hardcore, but for anyone in the Midwest, you'd take your vehicle out. I mean, if you were a good enough driver, I considered myself decently skilled at it, where you would kind of go into a corner and then feather your gas, you know, give it gas on and off, and then make your car kind of go sideways around the corner, like, let's say, Fast and the Furious. Not quite on that level, but just, you know, just a little bit. Just kind of just messing around with your buddies. You'd have them in the car, and they'd be like screaming and having fun. And always in like some like empty neighborhood or like in like the country roads somewhere. So never like city. That would not work. That's dangerous, and you probably will get in trouble. But we were always really safe about it. I mean, we're smart kids, but we do that, and it'd also be a lot of fun. Another activity that I really enjoyed during my high school days was RC cars, or radio-controlled cars. Basically, at starters, we were total noobs. I mean, it's something that you put in the time and get better at, like I mentioned earlier in the video. So I started my RC car years with a Traxxas E-Max, which is like it was like a dual battery, dual motor, four-wheel drive, like monster truck. And I kind of modified to ride a little bit lower because all my friends had buggies, all that kind of stuff, like either two-wheel or four-wheel, depending on their drivetrain. And then I graduated myself, once again quotes, into a four-wheel drive buggy that was a 1/8 scale. So one that was really fast. I mean, the hobby was pretty expensive, but it was just so much fun to either be driving on a friend's driveway, I guess that makes sense, or say in someone's back field or their backyard. Or we also had a legit RC car track set up both indoor and outdoor. I think it was like a 30-minute drive away from where I used to live. And that was just awesome. Just like, it was mostly like older guys or older dads with their sons. And it was just really cool to see that kind of bonding. I mean, my dad never really got into it, but I just loved it. My buddies, we all just had our own different RC cars. We give each other tips, or someone needs some shock oil here and there, or someone needs like to switch out the tires. Like, that was awesome. So I'm like curious, like, did you guys have any like awesome activities that you used to like partake in with your friends? I'm curious, you know. I'm not trying to be like, oh, Shibby, you were such a nerd back then. This is stuff we did. I mean, I'm not like maybe proud of everything, but it's just like it made me who I am today. Anyways, that's it for the commentary topics. I ended that round 35 kills, 6 deaths, 6 assists, 1 capture, 2 defenses, etc., etc. Pretty decent round as Soldier. If you guys want to subscribe to my channel for more Team Fortress 2 and variety gaming in general, that would be very nice of you. More TF2 and Black Ops 2 coming soon. And that's it. If you want to rate the video, feel free. You don't have to. Do what you gotta do. And that's it. My name is Shibby2142. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.